So as I was looking through the patch notes, I knew that I was 100% gonna make a video on these brand new Striker Jones buffs. Striker Jones now can do a lot of fun things. They added the brand new functionality and they improved his damage by a lot. They actually gave him double damage. So let me walk you guys through what is new and then we're gonna play a game with this thing. So first off, I'm just gonna send a test bloon to show you guys one of the first new things, which is that now his main attack knocks Bloons back by 5 units. You guys might be able to notice that the test bloon is getting knocked back just a tiny bit, and it might seem like it's not a lot, but keep in mind this is first off an AoE effect, and secondly, this guy does not exactly have a lot of attack speed at this point, because once you buff it, he is gonna be keeping Bloons in place like nothing. Actually, you know what, let me try it. Let me give him like level 20, give him a little bit of attack speed. Is he actually gonna keep the test bloon in place? Oh my god, he actually is. Oh no, this is so good though. And this is, by the way, not even all the changes, because at all of the levels, now his damage got literally doubled. So he starts with 2 damage, and then at the end, which is like level 17, when he gets the last damage buff, it goes from 4 to 8 damage per attack. Now, I do want to mention that the concussive shell's stun duration now got reduced by 20% on levels 9 and 14, so that's a nerf for sure, but let's see if this new damage is actually going to be good enough so that this guy can do a 2 million pops. This is so weird, by the way. I would have never thought that I'm going to try a 2 million pops with Striker Jones, just because his attack has always been kind of weak, and the main idea with Striker Jones has always been that you're using him in some sort of a combo, right, because he's such a niche hero. Now, let's actually try and see how good this new damage is. This might be impactful on round 15, so keep in mind he now does 2 damage per attack. Previously this used to be 1, so that pretty much meant that a round like this would 100% leak, I'm pretty sure. I did use the level 3 ability though, and we do have some subs on the screen, but yeah, we do take this one down, no problem. So I'm gonna do the discount thingy. I'm gonna go for 2 discount villages, pretty sure. And are we gonna get a proc onto these? Oh, we're not actually, because we're not level 5. Okay, so we are just gonna have to use, so actually we do have a sub on the field, so I think we're gonna be fine on this round. Yeah, I was like, what is happening, right? There's like a, even though this is like not 100%, I think the chance of well, it says it makes all black bloons less resistant to explosive damage, and the number should be 50% if I remember correctly. Let me just use the level 3 ability, by the way. This is a great thing about Jones, by the way, and he has a lot of AoE, so rounds like this one should not be an issue, and especially not with this new extra damage. And level 7, it says that it pops 2 layers per shot. Wait, this is actually 4. The tooltips have not been updated. Let me just check level 17. Yeah, it says 4 layers per shot. It's actually 8, guys. This hasn't been updated yet. Oh yeah, look at the difference in the damage, by the way. So rainbows are being turned into yellows, and then yellows are being one shot, so that's amazing. But one thing that's really evident, look at this thing. So one thing that you guys are noticing as well is the lack of attack speed. This guy just does not have enough attack speed at all. Alright, so we survived this round, and I think the next thing that we're going for is going to be the jungle jumps first. We need to get this attack speed going as soon as possible, and then an alchemist as well. Honestly, let me just try and have an alchemist. If I have it like this, is it going to be, because I'm trying to have it a little bit further towards the downside, I guess, so it's not, you know, inside of the track. Alright, so let's get the Berserker Brew, and now with the jungle jumps and the Berserker Brew, which is combined, I think somewhere like easily over like 20-ish, if not 30% extra attack speed. Yes, we should be doing a lot better. Look at this guy go. This is gonna be amazing, guys, when he levels up fully. Alright, so story 9 is ending. I'm starting to think about the Moab. That thing might be a little bit tricky for us, because it's still like 4 damage. It's actually like more like 6 damage per shot, I think, now that we have the alchemist. Yeah, there we go. It's actually 6 damage, but we're gonna need the level 3 ability, and we do need 2 level 3 abilities, actually. Oh, this is not looking good, guys. I don't think we're popping the Moab with this guy. I think he's struggling a little bit. I mean, I can use the level 3 ability for sure, but he's not popping it. It doesn't seem like it. Okay, we're gonna need some extra damage. Alright, what if I unsubmerge this guy just for like 1 single round? He's gonna take a tiny bit of pops, but I think it's gonna be fine. Let's just actually use the level 3 ability a little bit earlier, get as much damage going as possible. Oh yeah, definitely much better than last time, actually. So as soon as this Moab pops and we're left with the ceramics, I'm gonna submerge this up and use the level 3 ability, which we did get back, and this Moab should pop any second now. So let's use the level 3 ability, submerge the sub, and is this gonna be fine? Huge AoE, great attacks. Yep, absolutely perfect. Yeah, I mean, just to be clear, this was not possible before. Look at this guy go versus these ceramics. It's around 43, and he's only getting buffed by like a 300 alchemist and just getting some attack speed, and he's owning this round by himself. I do not think the 40s are gonna be an issue for this tower, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy the strongest stimulant, and then the next tower we're going for is gonna be the overclock NG somewhere on the side so it doesn't take away pops. I'm gonna drop an NG here in the bottom left corner. You should be doing this in the range of the discount villages, but I'm just afraid that this thing is gonna take away a lot of pops. You know, it might work out at the end, but I just want to do it like this. Let me use the level 3 ability, get as many of these ceramics as possible. We're gonna have the money for the overclock right now, and there goes round 49. I mean, that wasn't even close, actually. This is unbelievably easy, guys. I'm gonna overclock Jones, and let's see how we're gonna do versus mobs, because if this guy can take out mobs by himself, just without any additional help, which I think he is. It's a bunch of leftovers from these like white and black balloons, but no, he seems to be dealing with everything by himself. Alright, so the only thing that we're probably gonna have to be doing during these 50s is just keeping the overclock going. Let's watch 54. This one might be a little bit trickier. Let's overclock him, and then if we somehow lose on this one, then I think if we just get something like a glue, that should fix our problem. So I'm gonna use the first ability like this. We're destroying all the ceramics, but the mobs are a little bit annoying because we still don't have the extra damage. I'm not exactly sure what the next level was when he gets 6 damage. I should check that actually after this round. First mob got destroyed, so I'm gonna use the stun ability for this one. If this guy pops in like a reasonable time, which is like right now, there we go, we actually get it done. Alright, so let's help out Striker Jones a little bit, guys. Let's do something like this. One of the towers that I wanted to buy anyways is gonna be a relentless glue, so we're gonna buy just a tiny bit earlier so we stop some of these balloons. So I'm not gonna be touching the level 3 ability. Oh, it's very tempting to use it like this. You know what, I'm actually gonna use it. Look at this thing, it stuns everyone in the radius, and when we reach level 14, this thing goes on like an 11-second cooldown and stuns for 6 seconds. It's insane. So let's see how we do versus these 40 fights. I'm gonna wait just a tiny bit so these two come closer together. Let's use the ability. Let's overclock. Oh, this is a bit of a tricky round actually. So we do have a full mob on the right side. These guys are not exactly getting damaged, the 45 ones. Alright, another stun ready. This first mob looks like it's gonna pop in a second. There we go. So I think I'm gonna use the stun for this one, actually try and get as much damage as possible. And if we pop it in like an adequate time, which is I guess about right now, we should get it done. Yes, there we go. Oh, are we gonna lose these ones? Actually, please tell me no. Please just hold. Yes, that's very good. Alright, so we actually held 62, so that means a 63 should not be an issue as well. Oh, this is not even close. Alright. Yep, I'm telling you guys, this guy is insane. I mean, the level 3 ability cooldown, by the way, is just perfectly timed with all these ceramic waves, so you don't even have to like kind of work and plan around it. You just use the ability and it's gonna be fine. And that was round 63, one of the trickiest rounds in Bloons TD6, just obliterated by this new striker. 75, the attack speed is absolutely picking up because we just hit level 13, so that means that we have 6 damage per shot now plus some extra attack speed, and this guy has been going crazy onto these 70s so far. Alright, so far not even close, and I guess that's like a huge wave of blues, though we do need the level 3 ability. Oh my god, this is, oh, we do take care of those yellows. Alright, let's make sure we pop these guys slowly though. Let's not break them all apart at once, so never mind. I'm gonna use the level 3 ability, overclock, and is the AoE gonna be enough? That's a lot of balloons. We need to restart this one actually. Alright, what if we did this? What if we get the glue strike? Not the glue storm yet, we might get it later down the line, but let's just get the glue strike now. So the start of the round was good, but when we get those huge waves of small balloons because all these mobs pop at the same time, that's when we're going to use the glue ability. So let me stun this BFB. We're kind of separating the round, by the way, and when these guys pop, I'm going to use the first glue ability. So let's go like this, and now with the extra +2 damage that's being done to these guys, that should be fine, right? Oh, we popped the guys at the back as well. Okay, so let's overclock again. The glue ability is on a fast cooldown as well. I'm going to use the level 3. Wait, where did this thing target? Target somewhere on the right side. Oh, is that going to cost us a round? Hopefully not too many balloons left over and we can deal with them with the AoE, and yes, there we go. We get it done. Alright, so now things are getting serious. We are going to need a lot of extra attack speed, a lot of extra damage, and we need it fast. So the next critical level for us is going to be 16 and 17. 16 is attack speed, 17 is the last damage buff. And with the stun, you actually have over 50% uptime, so that's really nice. And it seems like we do have the damage at least for these early 80s so far. Let me just keep checking in on this Alchemist. Almost 11,000 pops. I don't like this. Guys, you know what? I'm actually going to get a Chinook, and I need to move this guy away from Striker Jones. Let's move this Alchemist kind of sooner rather than later, so that in case we need to do something like, for example, maybe we need like a first strike for the bad on round 100, let's make sure we have the pops left over. Let me get the call to arms as well, and this is actually going to be the green light for us to keep using the call to arms as many times as we want, because there are no more towers that do a lot of damage in the middle. It's only going to be Striker Jones. By the way, a great thing about this like level 3 ability is that it always targets the strongest balloon, and around like this, it allows the mob class balloons to pass and get dealt with first while all these guys are being kept at the back line. And look at this huge wave of ceramics, which is not going to go anywhere, not just because these guys are glued, but also because of the new pushback. So they're just going to get stopped right in their tracks. There we go. Around 84, not even an issue. We're about $23,000, so we are going for the homeland next, I think, if we can make it happen. I'm also looking to get a couple of extra towers. I want to get the glue storm, I want to get the homeland defense, and then eventually I want to get the absolute zero ice, but that might be a little bit too ambitious, I think. Let's use the glue ability. By the way, I'm going to use the Sabo as well, because why not? Do we need the call to arms? It doesn't look like it right yet. There we go. And with this new pushback, by the way, we should be able to control all of these ceramic balloons. There we go. And once we're done with this one, bam, bam, level 17, and now we do 8 damage per shot. Let's try it out with the call to arms. I'm gonna use the stun ability because at the start of the round you only get like these 45 mobs, so we just keep all these guys in place. Oh yeah, the difference is so much more noticeable. Actually, that's really good. You know what I'm missing though? I'm missing the alchemist, guys, because that thing gives us +2 damage, and +2 damage versus like mobs and ceramics is very welcome when you reach these later stages of the game. Okay, so let's see how we do versus these deities. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, honestly. The concussive shell does work on them. I'm gonna use the Sabo as well. Oh, wait a minute, they are actually making it on the other side. Let's do the glue strike. Is this gonna be fine? I mean, we do take 90. All right, so now that round got me worried a little bit because we did take it down, but like 95, how is that thing gonna look? I'm not exactly sure. Well, let's stun the ZMGs. Let's deal with the 40 fights first. I think we can afford to use a call to arms on this one. Just keep the ability going, by the way, so we keep the ZMGs in place. And after the 40 fights are done, yeah, that should be honestly about this round. Let's see how we do versus the deities on 93. This should be more of a better gauge. I think I'm gonna use the call to arms as well if we have some issues. Let's start off with the Sabo. Let's kind of group everyone up, and then at this intersection, I'm going to use the level 3 ability, get the glue strike going as well. And are we popping them? Oh, oh my god, this is so much better than 90 though. Yeah, we took care of all these guys, so I think it's just going to be down to ability timing and then what abilities we use on 95. All right, guys, so 95, and I think we need to bring him back. And by bring him back, I mean get this guy back, the alchemist, which is behind the settings button. So if I can click him, that's gonna be really nice. Okay, here we go. Let's place the alchemist in his previous spot, and let's try and beat 95. I'm gonna move the heli away a little bit, and let's see. I mean, he's starting with about 11,000 pops, so as long as this doesn't get out of control, we should be fine. I did buy the homeland though. Do we need to use it? I think we do, kinda. If I use a homeland, the alchemist is gonna go ham, by the way, and I think we do need to use it. Oh my god, 95 is really not looking good, is it? Yep, let's restart this one. Alright, so let's try the same round, but now let's use the homeland. So we're gonna be a little bit patient. I think I'm gonna start with the glue strike though. Let's use the Sabo. Use the homeland as soon as possible and just keep the stun going. And I think this is gonna be a lot better than last time, but just by how much is the question. We're gonna get another level 3. These EDs are disappearing, by the way. Oh yeah, this homeland changes everything, it seems. Like, I want to check the alchemist pops though. We dealt with 95. It was that easy, honestly, which is the homeland. Okay, let me just check the pops on the alchemist now. So we started with about 11,000, and now we are at it's about, well, it was 10.8 and now it's 11.8k. So I think I'm actually gonna leave this guy on the field until the rest of the game because we do need the extra damage and attack speed. Look at this guy go, by the way. Once you use everything, I mean, what level are we? Are we level 19? Okay, so that's why he's attacking so fast. Okay, we got one more attack speed buff, and look at this guy go. This is insane. All right, so now we are at full power, and now this is the guy that should be taking down the 2 million pops. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. I'm just gonna keep using the homeland, by the way, because 8 damage sounds like a lot. Well, it kind of is in comparison to what it used to be, right? It's just that 8 damage is like still not a lot overall. So yeah, let's just check the pops on the heli as well. 1.7k, because I did use it to blow back some ceramics a little bit. All right, so 98. In case we needed to, we can buy some stuff, but let's just try and defeat this round with the towers that we already have on screen. So let's overclock. I use basically all abilities, and I'm just gonna keep the spam going, honestly, with the concussive shell. This round has a lot of RBs, so the AoE from Striker Jones is gonna be really nice, but it's just like way too many things that we have to go through. Let's get the glue strike. Let me get the concussive again. I see the Sabo plus the homeland coming off cooldown in a second, so I might want to combine them. Actually, you know what? I'm just not even gonna waste any time. Let's use the homeland as soon as possible. Overclock off cooldown in a second. Let's use the overclock. And we're kind of separating the round, it seems like, and I'm not exactly sure if this is good or bad. We do have the Sabo incoming in a second, so let's use the Sabo. I mean, it's kind of fine so far. It just depends on the proportions, right? On how much we've separated the round, because this is essentially what you want to be doing. How is it looking, guys? I don't see any 45 balloons. I see some CMGs, some BFBs. Let's just try and keep the big ones on like one side of the screen. We're at $25,000, by the way, so again, we have a lot of money to buy if anything is necessary. Let's get the overclock going, and I don't see any ZMGs, and I don't think I see any 45 balloons, and I do want to keep the homeland actually for the next one. Let's see if we can get away with that. Let's just keep using the stun. We do have another Sabo incoming. I want to save the Sabo now. I'm getting a little bit greedy with these abilities. I don't want that to cost us this round at the end, and it looks like it won't. Okay, let me check Striker Jones's pops. 1.9 million. All right, we might actually have this thing. Alright, let's use the Sabo. These guys are going to be quite the obstacle to defeat, so let's just stun them. Let's use, I think I learned my lesson from 95, so I'm just going to use the Homeland. I'm not going to doubt it. We do need the Homeland. Let's just use the Glue Strike as well. There you go, the 45 DTs. And guys, let's do a pop count check. So 18.6 on the Alchemist, the sub is at 1.5, the Heli is at 1.7, round up to 2k. Do these guys have any pops at the back? No, they don't. Okay, so we do actually have a decent amount of spare pops, I think. Okay, so we're going to buff the Spike Storm ability with basically everything that we have, so it's going to do a lot of damage. Let me just lock this guy in place. By the way, how much damage did this thing do so far? 3.5, that's a lot. Let's actually do it like this. Use the Spike Storm. How much HP is this at, or I should say how much pops is it at? It's hovering around 10k, and if we stop right here, then we're still in play for the 2 million thingy, I think. We're gonna need to pop like ASAP onto this guy. So 12k pops onto the spike. This is getting really close, and the pad is not even popped. We might want to get another tower, actually. You know what? Right, so here's the thing. I've been kind of testing this round 100 for a while now, and the conclusion is that we cannot do more than 20k damage, but we need to do somewhere between 15 and 20k damage with the other towers. So as far as I can tell, this is all just placement on spike factory. At least I'm trying to do it with spike factories. I also got like a 4-0 improvement. Let's just see how much damage we're gonna end up doing. So this spike is at 11, and let's round up to 12k, and this one is at 4. So we seem to be around the sweet spot so far, so don't use the Spike Storm ability yet. Now, is this guy popping anytime soon? He should, I feel like. Let me use the Glue Strike. Oh yeah, there we go. So we pop it, and let's use the stun onto these DDTs. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just use the Sab. We're gonna beat these guys at the back, by the way. Oh, no way I lose to these two ceramics. Let me get the Druid. Let me get another one. Let's just hold these Druids, these ceramics at the back. How are the pops looking, guys? 1.75. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't mind using an ability to finish it off, honestly, but I'm just worried about how many pops it's gonna leave us with. So let's say we use the Spike Storm ability now. How many pops is that for Striker Jones? That's not enough. I try like this. This is going to be super risky. Let's get the Glue Strike first and then use the Spike Storm. This is going to amplify the damage. So this ability is going to do a lot of damage. Let me do a popcorn check on the Spike Factory. So 1.3 and 7.7. So we're looking at about 9k, but he's going to walk into these spikes. That's going to be a lot of damage that he takes. I'm not going to use the Glue Strike this time. Let's just see what we're going to end up with. So 6.7 and then about... this is actually not looking that bad, I'm going to be honest. Let me just use the Glue Strike again. Okay, so now let's get the damage going onto these ZMGs. I did use the Homeland, and I'm really hoping we can get to one more Homeland before we end this thing off. This is going to be super close. Let's just keep using dumping all these abilities. ZMGs are still not popping, but we might get the Homeland up and running, and if we can combine it with like a concussive shell or something, then this might be it. So we do get the pop. Okay, so we do get the Homeland, but we're going to need some stuns and some slows. Alright, this is going to be it, guys. Do we get the amount of pops necessary? 1 point. Oh my god, no way. Oh my god, we're off by like literally one ceramic balloon. That is ridiculous. But you know what? It would have been a lot more difficult if we were to do this with the old Striker Jones, and I'm very glad that we almost did it. And that's it. That's the new changes with Striker Jones. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm going to see you on the next one.